Guys, it's Beth here. I am with another video. And sorry that I am doing this late. I forgot that I had to do a video today. So I was a bit distracted. And if you guys haven't noticed, I changed my channel name to Light Wolf Goddess. And if you saw the banner that I used for the picture that used to be butterflies, it's now a wolf. But I wanted to have the full picture of the wolf on there, but it just gave me the wolf eyes, so don't get creeped out. I think this is the first time you saw a YouTuber that has wolf eyes for a banner, but for the profile picture it's different. But I'm sure you guys will get used to it, but I hope you guys like it. I wanted to go for something more me, not just saying Light Goddess, because a whole bunch of people already use that name, so I went for something a little bit different. So I decided to go for Light Wolf Goddess. And that is why you saw in that soundtrack I made with me and all of my friends, you saw my OC with wolf ears and a magical wolf tail. And yes, that is my new OC that I will be using for now on. And now we're going to react to the Blue Ink story again, but chapter 8. And it's called The Tearful Truth. We have one more story to go, and that I will do tomorrow before I do a soundtrack. So, and as always, I will put the original person who narrated this in the description below, and I got the subtitles on, and let's get to it.
Blue Ink by Elizabeth Scarhart and Snowball the Snowflake. Illustrated by Snowball the Snowflake. Narrated by Elizabeth Scarhart. Chapter 8, The Tearful Truth. Sans groaned. His skull hurt. I think he's waking up. Was that Undine's voice? Sans opened his eyes. He was back in Undine's lab, resting on a medical bed. Undine and Papyrus sat beside him. He sat up, forehead in his palm. Don't force yourself. Do you feel dizzy? Undine asked.
No, I'm alright. My skull sticks this.
Sans told her, smiling assuredly. You had us worried. Ink brought you back with your skull cracked. You've been out cold since last night, Papyrus told him.
Ink?
Suddenly it all flooded back to Sans.
Oh my god, that's right. Arrow attacked. Ink, is he alright?
He's fine. He's keeping guard outside, Papyrus told him. Now sit back and let Undine examine you. Undine asked Sans several questions, all the while checking his vitals and eye movement. Well, I don't see any signs of a concussion or permanent damage. There's of course a crack in your skull, but it's shallow. It should heal up. Let's see how you are on your feet. Sans got out of the bed and took some steps forward. Good. Nice and steady. Looks like you're just fine, Undine smiled. Sans nodded and exited the room. Ink was in a chair next to the door. He turned and smiled, seeing Sans.
You're okay. Thanks to you. What about you? Are you hurt?
Sans asked.
No, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I didn't think Arrow would track us that far.
Ink told him.
He's more relentless about you than I thought. It's not your fault. Besides, once everything's set up, you'll never have to worry about that again.
Sans smiled.
About that. Sans,
Ink didn't finish his sentence before Sans ran to get the device. Ink chuckled. Sans was energetic as ever. He was glad Arrow didn't harm him further. It wasn't long before they were on their way to the final linking point, where they would hook up the last device. To Ink, it felt like death row. He kept his mind off it by describing the battle to Sans. Thankfully, Sans never seemed to mind when he forgot details of the battle. Ink felt more forgetful than usual with his mind so full. Papyrus and Undine lingered back, watching the two. He didn't get a chance to tell Sans, did he? Papyrus asked. I don't think so, Undine replied sadly. Papyrus sighed. I never thought I'd say this about Sans giving his optimism, but this is going to break his heart. At long last, they reached the linking point. It was in Snowdon Forest, so they disguised it as a tree root sticking out of the ground. Sans set down the device and was about to switch it on.
Sans.
Ink put a hand on Sans' shoulder.
Oh no. I know what's gonna happen. Ink Sans is finally gonna tell Underswap Sans the truth that he's been trying to say for a couple days. Oh no. Well, guys, this part is gonna be sad, so grab some tissues and try not to cry, because this is gonna break all of our hearts.
Make sure you listen to him.
Before you turn it on, there's something I need to tell you.
Sans looked at Ink, suddenly remembering how he'd been crying before Error had attacked.
Oh no.
Ink looked like he'd break into tears again.
What's the matter?
He asked.
Sans, there's something you didn't consider when you decided to block out Error. Error and I live together, and we're two parts of the same person. Sans, when Error gets blocked, I need to be in the anti-void when it happens, and, well...
Oh no.
He began to tear up again.
I won't be able to visit either. I'm sorry, Sans, but this is goodbye.
Sans' eyes widened.
No, you can't! I'm dying, stop! I changed my mind! I don't want to do this anymore! Sans, we have to.
Ink said.
Era's determined to use you to bring down your universe. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't want you to get hurt.
Oh no.
Tears were streaming down Sans' face.
No! Hey, please, we'll think of something else. You said it yourself. Bap and I are the only ones who treat you as an equal. What will happen to you if you don't have us? I'll be okay.
Ink told him.
I always was okay before. What you did touched me, and I'll never forget it. It was sweet of you too. But I can't be selfish about this. Leaving me isn't selfish.
Sans cried.
Ink, I need you here. I love you.
Oh, Sans.
Ink paused a bit, shocked. He hadn't expected Sans to say that. Then he smiled, tears finally trickling down his own cheeks.
I love you too. That's why I have to do this.
He pulled Sans into a hug. Sans gripped Ink tightly.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I am already crying. This is so sad.
Ink told him.
Thank you for being such a good friend. I love you, Sans.
My
He turned
heart.
away and nodded to Papyrus, who picked up Sans. Sorry about this, bro.
My heart.
Sans screamed, reaching to Ink, struggling to get out of his brother's grasp. But his brother was holding him by the soul. He couldn't escape. Ink painted his escape, gave one last tearful glance at Sans, and then forced himself to walk in, closing the hole behind him. He was gone.
No!
Sans screamed louder before bursting into huge sobs. He wailed, unable to accept what had just happened. Papyrus held his brother closely. Sans gripped his hoodie, sobbing and wailing uncontrollably. Undyne reluctantly turned on the final device, sealing the deal. Error would no longer attack Sans, and Ink would never return.
Oh my god. I'm fine, guys. Oh my god, that was so sad. I feel like this is the most emotional story of an Undertale AU that I've ever saw in my life. Even though I watched it so many times, it still gets sad every time I watch this chapter. I can feel my heart breaking at the sight of this. I feel so bad for Ink and Underswap Sans. They love each other so much and they don't want to leave each other, but they have to in order to save each other's lives. My heart. My heart's pounding from my chest right now. But, wow. That was an experience. Oh my god. Every time I watch this chapter, I know I said this so much, but every time I watch this chapter, it gets even more depressing. And I can always feel my heart weighing down to my chest. It's just that sad. I feel so bad for those two. Honestly, guys, if I was in that position, if I had a boyfriend if I was in Underswap Sans' place and I loved and I had a crush on someone and I told them that I loved them and I can't lose them, if I was in that position with a guy, I would definitely break into tears too, because I don't want to lose anybody I love. It's so hard. It's so hard to let somebody go, especially if you have kids too. You can't always let them go, because you just care about, and you care about them and you want to protect them with all your heart. If I was really in that position, I will definitely cry. Really. Especially if it was with my friends or my mom. Mostly my mom, because I do care about her. Like I did say before, I care about my mom, and if I lost her, I wouldn't know what I would do in my life anymore. She's like a best friend to me. I do love my dad, but my mom knows how I feel. And I don't know, that's what I love her. Why I love her, I mean. As a daughter and her as my mom. But what do you guys think of this chapter? That was really sad, and I really do feel bad for Ink and Underswap Sans so much. They're definitely my favorite ship, actually. And to be honest, there is another ship that I do like, and it's Undertale Sans x Underfell Sans. I know that's a weird ship. Probably some of you guys are gonna hate me for this, but it's true. I really do like it. I heard that their ship name is called Custard, with ketchup and mustard, but that's a little funny, and I do like that ship name, actually. For Ink and I won't call him Underswap Sans, I can just call him Blueberry, because he does look like a blueberry. But with Ink and Blueberry, from this chapter so far, I don't even know what their ship name is called. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what their ship name is called either, but it's Blue Ink. So we'll just go for the ship name Blue Ink. It seems to be working perfectly. And not to spoil anybody, but I did see this one comic of Underswap Sans and Ink Sans, that they had a child named Blueprint. And I feel like that is their original child, actually. But I really do think I saw what their child Blueprint looks like on the internet, and he looks so cute. He honestly looks he's such a cute little child. He has both of Underswap Sans and Ink Sans' personality. They're both optimistic as ever. No wonder they deserve each other, but it's the personality that counts. And like I told you guys, if I found somebody... Okay, from before, guys, I had a lot of crushes on boys. And when it comes to boys that are attractive, I would try to ask them to... I would try to confess my feelings towards them, but whenever I would do, they're so attractive that I just get so nervous and I don't say a word. So that was from before. I gave up on some of my crushes just because some of them did feel the same way, but I decided to not have a crush on them anymore because I was a bit too young to be in a relationship. But as I gotten more mature, I also stopped some of the crushes that I had from my favorite idols. Literally. I had a crush on some of the movie actors, and I also had a crush on, you probably already know this, but I had a crush on Jungkook from BTS, my favorite K-pop group. My friend Katea used to had a crush on Jimin, Park Jimin. But we moved on from them, but there probably still are biases. They're probably still our crush, a little bit, but not so much where we're obsessed with them. But we still consider them as our bias, though. And for some of the movie actors I had a crush on, it is hard. I can't tell which one is my best favorite movie actor that I had a crush on. Because you got to admit, there are some movie actors who are very attractive and very strong too. But I did heard for movie actors, the men, that they have to work out in order to be like one of the characters in the movie. Like Bane. Like Bane from Batman. He had to work out because he has to be strong for that movie. To work as those techniques to be that strong villain Bane. And I gotta admit, in the Batman movie, I think I had a crush on the guy who played Bruce Wayne, actually. In the real movie, not the DC ones. I like the real movie better. But I think I had a crush on that Batman. Before. But I did not realize that I did. It is hard. I can't help it, but I moved on from some of the crushes. A lot of crushes. I had a lot. Even some that are fictional that I had a crush on. But enough about that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even if it was a bit sad and heartbreaking, but I still hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later, my wolfies. Bye-bye!